When I think about 2023, this is like year in review time, Tear Bear,
Okay.
tearing up my heart. And a lot of things have happened. Like I have basically, I mean, I'll take credit for it, manifested the return of NSYNC. So you're welcome, everybody. Uh,
Thank you.
you're
Thank you. I was
welcome.
wondering who to thank, and I had a feeling it was you.
I'm glad you realized. But there's been a lot that's happening. It's funny because I'm seeing people like you see the things on Instagram that's like 2021 shocked me, 20 this, 23 this, but 2024 is when I'm going to get my mojo back. Cute.
I see that every year.
I know. I was like, I didn't know that 2023 was so dastardly, except it kind of was.
I think it kind of could be for some. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. It's kind of
Yeah.
curmudgeon. I still don't remember my word was for this year. I need to find it before the year's out. I have a few more days.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember.
While you do that, I'm going to try to pull it up. Let me
Could
see if I
you?
wrote it in one of the podcast show notes.
I know it's somewhere. I know you're out
I
there
want to know.
somewhere. However, as we look back on this year, let's take a look at where network marketing has gone, where social selling has gone, what has been going on. And this is a chance for you to personally look at your you reflect as well about your personal journey. But wow, it's been a doozy in the industry. Like literally, if you think about
Hmm.
2020 to now, hello, whiplash, up, down, roller coaster of love. I don't know if it was a roller coaster of
Yeah.
love though. It's been a tough year. It's amazing that we've been acting like we're like recessiony, inflationy. I don't know. We've been just acting in a weird way.
We
Typically,
have been.
when the economy turns the way it has this year, it means it's that there's an influx for network marketing. Lots of people come and join and they want to be part of it. That didn't happen this year. This year, things got harder. This year was a really a restrictive time. Lots of layoffs in companies. If you think my company didn't lay anybody off, probably look a little deeper. They probably did. Some of the big names had some major layoffs.
Hmm.
In and so I get that they don't always like share that with the field, but they grew so much for 2020 that they had to constrict, and people
Yeah.
aren't buying in the same way they were before. So that was one thing that was like, woo. Um, Also though, from a field level, from a distributor level, a lot of people left. More than the typical number left the
Yeah.
industry, and not as many came in to replace that. So that's an interesting, like, okay, that freaked other people out.
Hmm.
And I think when you get
Well,
that, you go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say, we did 2 episodes on is network marketing dying. So there was enough of a freak out that we felt we had to address it 2 times.
Freak out. Yeah, exactly. You're not wrong. And what we saw when people feel like this nervous energy of, oh my goodness, a couple of things. People either leave the industry or they jump to another company or they stay
Hmm.
dormant and just like focus on something else. And I know there was this need for money, which, okay, so when there's this like panic, people do different things. Some of you buckle down and you've been buckling down, and we'll talk about that and the coolness about that. Some of you say you just stay and put or you quit. And then some of you go on to some nefarious things.
Yes. Do you recall our conversation about MMR, MRR, MR, MICKEY?
Don't defame the mouse. Yeah. I used to love the new Mickey Mouse Club. So good. That's where I fell in love with JC from NSYNC. Brittany was on there. Christina was on there. Ryan
Hmm.
Gosling was on there. Carrie
He
Russell.
was. I
Yeah,
actually saw that. Yeah. I mean, this was a
I
bit
remember back
before my
then.
time because
Of
I'm
course it was.
such a
He looked
tiny
so
fetus,
nerdy.
but
Yeah, he looked so nerdy, but he's cute. And then yeah, Timberlake was on there too. Whatevs. Anyway, so MRR propped up. A lot of you left MRR now since then because the money just isn't consistently there, or maybe which
yeah, I don't see the posts anymore. And I don't know if it's because the algorithm has like caught up and realized like, we're not showing these posts, or if y'all just decided this was a bad plan.
total hoax. Total hoax. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. But you also saw big leaders do things and get terminated from companies um because they were taking, trying to do all sorts of things they shouldn't have been doing. So it wasn't just on
Mm-hmm.
the level of, okay, I'm starting up, I need to make money. Some of the big name people were like, okay, I'll use this time to try and take everyone to a company I'm going to build myself. And there's lawsuits and all the things. And it's like, this is a soap opera. They should do the Real Housewives of network marketing.
Oh my gosh. You know, we'd watch that.
Oh, I'd totally watch it. I'd be like, I would be a supporting cast member. You know what I'm saying? Like the friend of a friend of. I'd be a friend of.
Yes. Yes,
I'd
who
go to
then
coffee
also
shop.
goes over there and like whispers to so and so, and
Yeah.
you're the rumor mill.
Yeah.
Like
I'd be
you're
like, you know what?
just
So and so did
spreading
this. Just
it.
I'd be like, I don't know if you watch Vanderpump, but I'd be like the Elisa's husband who come in. I can't believe that Rachel spent the night at Tom Sandoval's house. Then he walks out. Like clearly that was a plan. Just walks through the room. I can't
Yeah.
believe my accent's not the best, but it's funny. So what has it been like for you? We're curious. Like, what have been the highlights? We'd love for you to tell us what have been the highlights and the lowlights. Because listen, y'all, it's okay to have lowlights. Think
Mm-hmm.
about hair. I don't know much about those things. My hair is a whole different by the way, you should see the story that I posted last.
Oh, okay.
It's
About
a
hair.
it's a phrase. It's funny. It's a black hair funny, but it's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
Okay.
About hair shrinkage and it's just funny.
Oh, I did see that and I didn't know what
You
it
didn't
meant.
understand. I know, I know,
No,
I know.
I was like, is Roxanne, oh, is she cut her hair? I'm confused.
For my black ladies and men and people of color, it's this meme and it says, I understand that shrinkage is good, but do I always have to look like this after a wash day? And it's a picture of Samuel L. Jackson, like probably from Pulp Fiction time. It's just
Yeah.
weird
Like
because that's what happens. It just all goes like doesn't
even
matter
with
how
like because you have hair extensions in, like
not
does that
no, not
like
this, but when I take this out and
yeah.
my hair is probably like past my shoulders, and on a
Yeah.
wash day after I wash it, zoop, it's like so short. Yeah. It's
Oh
like
gosh.
that's not a style. Yeah. Anyway, it's funny.
But
So
low lights for us
oh yeah,
non.
thank you. Low lights are important because I know like people do those too. I got my highlights and my low lights, right? You need both.
Yeah.
The
I
highlights don't
guess.
look
I don't
higher with the
know.
lows. You need both. For our hairstylists, we have some hair gurus. Listen, explain us the highlights, lowlights thing, but it is
Yes, we must
important.
know.
We must know.
Because
People
yeah,
spend
I've
money
got
for you.
dark hair. So and even when I had red hair, we don't did we just balayaged.
Is balayage another name for lowlights? Do we know?
No, it's like I think it's another word for highlights.
Okay.
You like make a shape. So it's not like a highlight, like it's not foil. Well, it's foil. It's very hard to explain. I don't
Well,
know.
for those who understand what we're
Yeah.
talking about better than we do, explain it to us. But you need the
Yes.
lowlights. You need the shade. Y'all, I was
Yeah.
sick after our trip to Boston. I got sick. Got sick.
Mhm.
And then after I was like, because I don't get sick often, I'm like, oh, breathing meant more to me.
Mhm.
Not
The little
coughing.
things.
The little things, you appreciate them so much more
Yes.
when you have a low time. I hate to say it, but it's true.
Yeah. Like rolling over in bed. I was sick last week and it was like the whole body aches. And like even just rolling over in bed felt like such a big thing. I was like, oh no, it's time to roll over.
You
Oh,
have to think
here
about
we
it, every
go.
move. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The word
That
that comes up for me for like this year as just a general, I think is
shit show.
resilient.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, that, but like, I think we're still taking it in stride. And for those who are like all in their business, obviously you're the ones listening, right? So you're resilient. You're pushing
Yes.
through. That the
Yes.
tides change all the time, and we saw how quickly they went up, and
Hmm.
they may be trickling down.
And
But
but I think that what I love about that, you're so right, is when I talk to my clients, because my clients go through all the things. They've had the highs, the lows, and all the ones who are resilient. Something that I see that has been great is the work. Okay, we pivot. Okay, so this is going on. What are we going to do? Well, the pivot has been to customers. Because honestly, if you really think about it, y'all, if you're not feeling good about your business, if you're seeing your team dwindle, if you're seeing your paycheck dwindle, how can you sit there and look at someone and go, you should totally join? You can make back your money this month and you'd be like, come on now.
mm-hmm,
You don't
mm-hmm,
believe it. Even if you're saying it, which I hope you're not, if you don't believe it, it's not coming across right. But what you can do is, what did you fall in love with? You fell in love with the product. You believe in the product. So you can say the Stanley water bottle is amazing because you never flipped it over, you never spilled it. But it's amazing because of all these things. And you can sell the Stanley water bottle. I'm holding one in my hand for those of you listening. So that's what I love about it is those have been pivoting and been like, okay, I'm going to focus on my customers and I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to build my customer base and I'm going to figure out what their problems are and how my products can solve them. And they're seeing great results. They're seeing
Yeah.
money come in on a regular. And y'all, I know I've said it, but I'm going to say it again. If you're looking for consistent money while you're building your team or growing your business, consistent money comes from customers. I don't care what anyone else says. Consistent money comes from customers.
Mm-hmm.
Customers are more consistent and more reliable than anyone you'll put on your team. Because your
Yes.
team members, you have very little control of anyone, period. But your team, whoever's on your team is going to do what they do when they feel like they're going to do when they do it.
Right. And they might jump ship to another team. They might
100%.
different company.
Yes.
They're gonna stop altogether.
Yes. And if you're banking your paycheck on them, you're banking the wrong way. I know that there are some big companies who have changed their comp plan over the last year to try and encourage you to recruit. But you have to remember, everything is based on what is it in for them. Yes, they want more people. They've lost tens of thousands of
Mm-hmm.
20,000 consultants. Yes, they want more. But you have to also think about what is the best for you. And if you are like, if I have 10 customers, it's going to look like this. And if I have 20, it's going to look like this. Work on your customer base, especially when times are like, ugh, and the other will come. The rest will come.
Yeah. And it'll probably, who knows what 2024 is going to bring. Maybe our advice is going to change and we're going to encourage you to recruit.
Yeah.
But right now in this season, after looking at everything of what's going on right now in this season, customers, customers, customers.
Customers.
We might always say that, but
I was going to say,
you
you
never
left the door open
know.
just in case. You left the door. I like it. You
Yes.
left it just in case. But
Mm-hmm.
focusing on your customers has been a beautiful thing. The other thing that we're seeing the rise of is affiliates, and network marketing companies are trying to figure out how to make that happen, how to make
Yeah.
the affiliate thing a thing. They're trying, and they're having a hard time because
Mm-hmm.
here's two reasons. A, because they have this, okay, yeah, become an affiliate, and it's still like I don't want to say it's a wolf in sheep's clothing because that's not fair, but it's like, I know. Have you seen those State Farm commercials? Love them, with the guy who's trying to teach your parents like how to be trendy and how to acclimate.
Okay. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
hilarious. It's like that. Like, network marketing is the old dog and affiliate marketing is the new dog. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm hip. I'm the network marketing person trying to show you can do affiliate stuff. And he's like, no, don't do that. Like,
Like, no,
don't.
just let it be separate.
Exactly. And so there's so much trying to build the affiliate program on top of the network marketing program, as opposed to making a separate wing, that there have been some hiccups and things. And
Mm-hmm.
from your side as a consultant, you're sitting there going, yeah, I become an affiliate, but you're thinking to yourself, but I don't make as much off the affiliate. And then you're quickly trying to tell
Mm-hmm.
them, but you know what? If you do this, you can actually make more money if you build a team. And what you're not understanding is the people who are interested in affiliate marketing do not want network marketing. They don't. So
No.
when you say that to them and you start making it confusing and convoluted as network marketing, let's be real, the comp plan, all things can be, you start to lose them.
Mm.
And so I think, if you're in corporate, what I'm telling you now, listen to me, is this. If you're going to be doing an affiliate marketing program, you need to really educate your leaders, your mid-level and your top level leaders, into the benefits of that and how to guide and lead that. Or you don't put your affiliates on a team. But of course that has issues too, because then your field's going to be mad at you.
It just sounds messy to me. My little brain is like, what's the actual point?
To get more, what, for who? The corporate? Get more sales.
Yes, but I'm gonna like,
Money, 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 money. Well, the thing is, you see
no.
all these products that are going viral on Instagram and TikTok. And if I'm a network marketing company that has a great product, I'm like, I want in on that too. So I get it. But you have this disconnect because your product, you've been selling it in a different way. And
Yeah.
so to clean, it'll be interesting. They're trying to figure it out. They've got to figure it out. I think they have to figure it out if they want to be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we know is, since 2020, institutions are changing, are crumbling. Let's be real. They're crumbling. And a
Mm-hmm.
new something is coming in the next few years. And if you're an old institution, You're going to have to figure out how to pivot or you're going to crumble.
Like Target?
Do you think do you feel like Target's crumbling? Tell me more.
Actually, yes, I do. I was just talking about this the other day to someone, I don't know, maybe my husband or maybe Davey, no one else is here. Target used to be like a place where I felt like had high standards and was clean. It
Mm-hmm.
was like the place to go. And now I go, and maybe it's a Nashville thing. We literally have like
Ooh,
7
shade on
Targets that I
Nashville.
can go to, but they're always messy and there's never carts anymore. Like it's starting to give me Walmart vibes.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there.
So my sister lived in Nashville, so I can ask her which ones are good, but it's been decades since she's been there. But what I
Yeah.
will say is this. It's funny you bring up Target because Target and Disney have had a PR problem over the last year. Um,
Oh, yes. I
and
forgot Target did.
yeah, and I don't know that they are going to be able to quickly bounce back. I don't know how Target's wasn't as bad as Disney's. Disney has had a lot of PR issues, and I think they used to have a score. I was just listening to a podcast. Their like credibility score was 5, which was amazing, and now they're down on the
Mm-hmm.
list. Like they were 5th, and now they're like 50 something. Good luck coming back from that.
Wow.
So I
Yeah.
think those are institutions. And I listen, I love Disney, I love Target, y'all. So don't I'm not berating
Yeah.
either of them. Actually, I don't really shop at Target. I say that, but I don't really shop at Target.
No, we shop at
No,
Target. I'm literally at Target once or twice a week.
my sister is like my one sister is Costco, the other sister is Target. But I don't really I appreciate Target. I don't really shop there. Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been considering. I'm like, is it time? Am I up leveling to Costco?
Well, that's just a mass product. It's not that you're up leveling, it's you need more of everything.
And I don't. So maybe not.
I
Maybe
was
I
gonna
should
say
just stop
Costco's
shopping.
not cuter than Target. It's a warehouse, but man, they've
Yeah.
got some good stuff at good prices. You should see their refrigerators, man. I think it will be interesting. It'll be
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Who knows? But you have to up level. And y'all, if you're with a company that's not up leveling, you need to check and see if they are, and if they aren't, you need to be concerned. I'm just gonna tell you, you need to be concerned. If they're doing the
Mm-hmm.
same old, they are in trouble. And that means eventually your business is going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Especially if you're
Yeah.
relying on teams. If you're relying on a team, then your team to lead the way for you, then you're going to have a hard time. Your products, sure. As customers, that it will take longer for that to dissipate, but you may find it's harder to get new clients in. I mean, let's take like Rodan and Fields, great example.
Yep.
Their regimens. Well, listen, they've had the regimens, and I'm no disparaging the regimens are great. Kudos to y'all. But when you see different trends in the beauty industry, where people are doing different things like, okay, now we're doing double washing, was it double cleansing, and doing these different things, and these different serums, if you're or masks, for example, if you're not keeping up with it, great example, a few years back, Radiant Fields didn't have any masks. And you have all these like cool masks going on where people are taking them off their face. Everybody loved that. They didn't have masks. And then I
Yep.
came up with masks and it was like a pasty mask, like not the same thing. Like you have to keep up with the trends, because if you're like, here's my tried and true 4 steps or 5 steps, it's okay, but it's not sexy. And if you think people aren't looking
Mm-hmm.
for the shiny toy, then you missed out. Then you're confused.
We buy on feelings. We buy on what we want. We buy,
Yes.
yes. You can logically tell me everything why I need this regimen, but there's still that factor.
There is.
But I want the mask that pulls off my
Don't
face.
you? Who doesn't want that? Ooh, it pulls off my face. It's like the foot stuff that like pulls like your skin like comes off. People want to try at least once. We'll try it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. So can we switch to our year in review? Because I feel like we
Sure.
both have big years. So maybe that
Yeah.
can be our behind the scenes
Okay,
is
you go first.
me go first. Okay. Okay. So at the beginning of this year, 2023, we pulled our kids from preschool and
Mhm.
daycare program and decided to homeschool. And we are still
Mhm.
homeschooling, and I love it.
Yay.
We almost opened a restaurant this
That's
year.
right. That was this
And
year still.
yes, we got like the lease and like the final paperwork, and we didn't like it. And so even though we had gone that far, we decided to say no. And a week later is when my husband got that job offer for the seasonal position on Mackinac Island with housing for us. So we took it. We spent April to September on Mackinac Island, and then found out this company that offered him the job also owns like a ton of Hiltons all over America. So Jeremy applied and got a job in Nashville. We sold our house, which we are signing the papers tomorrow.
Yay!
Finally.
Congrats.
And here we are. That's the year.
Not much going on with you is what I heard. Okay.
Not
Cool.
much,
Not
you
much.
know, just a few little changes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's a lot in 1 year.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yes.
Okay. So just, yeah, that's a lot.
Oh,
So
and we also redid our whole basement at our house too.
yes, you did, to sell it to someone else. You sure did.
To then turn around and sell it. I never got to enjoy it. Not once.
Not once, because you were in Mackinac while I was finishing up.
Yeah.
Goodness. So I last year spent, I don't know what I did at the beginning of the year. I was wedding planning, obviously, and was able to go back and forth to Arizona once the dress came in, like every other week for the dress fittings, which was such a wonderful time to spend with my family. Like I just loved that so much. In fact, when the wedding came, I was sad because I'm like, like when I went to I was like, this is so bittersweet.
Mhm.
So we did that. We got married. We did that marriage thing. We went to the Bahamas, had the wedding of our dreams. It was phenomenal and wonderful. So that took us to July. I feel like I glossed over. Wedding planning was a lot. I don't want to diminish that at all. Then after that, we decided we were moving, and ergo the move. So we are
dun, dun.
dun, 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 by the end of the year moving. Yeah, you also do one big change. We are moving. We spent over a month this year in Boston at spending time with my in-laws, which was good that we were there. Aging parents is an interesting thing. Sandwich generation, here we are. What else? Oh,
did like all those trips to Arizona kind of spew you wanting to move because you guys got to like experience
I have
like
to wonder
being
that,
close?
but I did all those trips. Scott didn't do any of them. And so
Yeah.
it's interesting that he was the one who was like, we need to move to Phoenix. I'm like, what? Now he lived there for 10 years before he moved to Austin, and we met in Austin. So we both lived there at different times. Obviously, my family's from there, but I was shocked.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You're right. What?
Yeah.
And here we are. By the way, look, moving.
I see moving boxes.
I made a major mass progress. I'm almost done, I think. In my head, I am. So that's been, we've just spending a lot of newlywed time together. I've definitely, the manifestor, been in a rest cycle for a while. But I'm coming out of it, which is exciting. Watch out, world. And what else can I say? So we're moving on the 30th. You're listening to on the 27th, 3 days. We be moving. I've also kind of been diving into user-generated content, which I'm really loving and enjoying, just working with different companies on their marketing issues and helping them and creating some fun videos. You should check it out. I've got some of them are online, and then on my Instagram, some of them are not. Most of them are not actually, but the ones that I do put there. What else can I tell you? I feel like we almost have Maisie. We might have Maisie by the time you listen to this. Don't know. I feel like she's coming. We thought we had her. She wasn't her, but she's coming.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay. So Maisie's coming.
Okay.
She's very excited about my new baby girl. And Baylor will be a big sister. So we're talking about dogs for anyone who does not know. So funny, by the way. They're on the podcast. Someone wrote like I said them at moving on my Instagram. So I was like, "You moving?" I go, you clearly haven't listened to the podcast. That was my response. It was Nancy.
And they were like,
move. I'm like, clearly you haven't listened to the podcast. That's all I have to say.
That's where you get all your updates.
That's where you get the updates. Is that everything I've done? Mine didn't seem very crazy once I just said it.
That's still crazy.
Is it? Okay.
You planned a whole Bahamas wedding.
I know. It's so great. It was so
I still have FOMO, like such FOMO.
You were invited.
I know. I lived on an island. I was on my own island.
You were on your own island. She was on the Tarrant Island, you know.
That island too. I never left that one. So And
What a
two,
year.
I think we're wanting to bring more and more to the podcast. So we're bringing it into 2024. We hope you keep listening, share it, leave a review, follow.
It's where you
What
get the
other words
real.
we're supposed to
Yes,
say?
yes. And if you want the real tea about network marketing, this is where you're going to get it. Let's be real.
Exactly.
Everyone
In
else
real
is
time.
Yeah.
In real
Everyone-
time. So,
Yeah. So there you go. All right, y'all.
all right, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.